So looking at our world map, we have two regions that are covered with large chunks of ice, of land ice. And the first one being Greenland. And the second one is Antarctica. So map projections are interesting because it's a 2D projection of a 3D surface, the Earth being a sphere. And so some things are always going to be distorted. And the way that most projections work is that we aim to represent realistic proportions in the mid-latitudes and lower latitudes where people actually live. So it's sometimes hard to judge how large land masses in the polar regions like Greenland and Antarctica really are. And I will next try and give you some idea of the scales of these two ice sheets. So let's draw an outline of Antarctica. And about 98% of this landmass is covered by an ice sheet. And to give you a perspective of how large this ice sheet actually is, I will draw a rough outline of the contiguous US, which looks roughly like this. So Antarctica is about 14 million square kilometers large, and the US is about 10 million square kilometers, including Alaska, which I haven't drawn here. Now, if we draw Greenland to scale, it looks roughly about this size. And for Greenland, about 80% of the island are covered with the Greenland ice sheet. And it's about 2 million square kilometers large. Now, what does the vertical profile of the ice sheet look like, roughly? If we draw a transect across Antarctica, with this being the eastern end and this being the western end, and we do the same in Greenland, we get approximately the following profiles. This is about 1,000 kilometers here, east to west, and about 3 kilometers in height. And then for Greenland, the profile looks roughly like this. A fairly simple dome-shaped ice sheet that is at its peak at the summit about 3 kilometers thick. Antarctica is of course much larger, and there's a landmass that is partially suppressed by the ice sheet to be under sea level, and partially it's above sea level. So 0 here is sea level. And the shape of the ice sheet is a fairly smooth cap. And somewhere here is the South Pole. South Pole, somewhere around here.